Hey guys, here we are in the BMW M Hybrid V8 at the Indy road course for a short track guide. For this track guide, I'm going to show you the hot lap first, and then I'm going to break down the lap in slow motion to show my approach to each corner. Now before we get to the hot lap, I just want to show you the settings for this lap. You can see that the air temperature is 68 degrees, the track temp is 73 degrees, humidity of 67%, and a slight usage, which is normally around like 20 to 40%. Now let's get on to the lap. So now let's get to the track guide. So as we're starting the lap here, just getting a good exit out of the final corner and coming to the finish line, shifting up to 6th gear. And we got a long front straightaway here just to prepare ourselves for turn 1. Now this track has a lot of huge sausage curbs, so you just got to be really careful to avoid those, get as close as you can, but if you hit them it'll really unsettle the car. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to be looking at the left-hand side for our brake markers, passing the 800, 700, 600. I'm going to be braking just past the 500. You could probably brake even like the 450, but I'm braking like just at the 500. So again, downshifting to 3rd gear initially. You can see here to 3rd gear, and then waiting a bit longer to 2nd gear. And you can see turning in small tip of just clipping the sausage curb there. But the main concern here is the reason we're downshifting to 2nd late is really getting a slower apex. That way we can bring the car over to the right hand side. And you can see we don't even get to full throttle before we get over to the left-hander here. You can see we're just going to tap the brakes a bit to get the car turned in. But if you get yourself overshot way over here, it really puts yourself in a bad position. You lose like over half a second. So this is a corner where it's just super important to not use up all the track and kind of get yourself in the middle. That way you can turn in for the second one. It's just such a tight chicane. So as we approach turn 3 here, we're going to try to treat both these corners like as one long corner. So again, bring the car out wide up to 4th gear, then kind of downshifting, or actually, yeah, downshifting to 3rd, but braking in a straight line, basically approaching the curb here. So you can see our view right here. We're going to be trying to brake in a straight line as we approach the curb this direction, around 50% brake pressure, and then as we start to turn in, trailing off the brakes, really easy to lock up the right front here and also get the traction control engaged. You can see that I got the traction control engaged because I don't use up all the track here on exit. You could probably use up all the track because this car has a lot of downforce to go through this chicane. So that's probably something to take away that I didn't do. I tried to make the turn a bit shorter. And as we go through the chicane here, you want to try to avoid the curb, but if you hit it, it's totally fine. Just make sure your wheel is straight. If it isn't straight, you can get really unsettled. But going down the back straight here, can't really get too big of a run on someone since it just really isn't long enough to make the draft worth it. Obviously, passing slower multi-class cars, it's manageable. But as we approach the braking zone, looking on the right-hand side of the track here, you see this like asphalt patch. We're going to be braking just as that transitions to the grass. So basically right after that patch, around 90% brake pressure. And this is probably the corner I did the worst this whole lap. Again, downshifting to 3rd here. You can probably downshift to 2nd. I made the mistake to just stay in 3rd. And you can see that kind of hindered me since I overshot the corner. So again, staying in 3rd gear, just modulating the throttle as we go through this mid-speed S's section right here. Again, small tap of the brakes, turn and get all of the curb here. And then finally the last corner, keeping in 3rd, tapping the brakes, cutting as much as you can without getting a time penalty, and using up all the track on exit. So now as we approach the final sector of the track, Shifting up to fifth gear, and you can almost shift up to sixth gear. It doesn't matter fifth or sixth, you'll be right on the verge. But the main concern is just making sure you're braking once again in a straight line, bringing the car all the way up to the right hand side of the track, braking just before the 300. I would say like the 350 equivalent here. And again, this corner is so easy to overshoot, and if you do, you're just into the grass. There's like no extra curbing at all. There's just this little bit, but if you miss it, it's just you're basically gone in the grass. So better to be conservative through there. Again, small tap at the brakes, trying to brake in a straight line, but once we start turning in, just trailing off, getting back on the throttle, and this car is so much downforce, you can take this corner so much faster than you think, but again, the rear, you can see the traction control enabling, it's just that rear you have to worry about. Going through the final corner here, keeping it flat. Once you have some worn tires, the car is going to kind of slide out, but on qualifying fresh tires, you can just hold the inside through here, holding the wall, back to full throttle, coming to the line, and that's a lap around the Indy road course. So hope you guys enjoyed. That was a 113.654. You can probably get down to like the low 113s, maybe even like a 112 if you get a really good lap. But hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you next time.